The Old Riesling project simply means testing the theory that Rieslings, after decades of aging, increasingly converge towards a common taste destination. Since my last video on this topic, I consider the Old Riesling theory largely confirmed in its modified form, namely that the fruit descriptors do converge away from the citrus notes and towards tropical fruit, dried apple and quince and even plum notes, which is why in the rest of this video I do not even go into the fruit descriptors anymore. But not necessarily the levels of quality, although I did find that the quality of a mediocre Riesling can reach a very interesting level by aging. Since that theory is largely confirmed, and to take away suspension by this following wine as well, I dropped the word theory from the title and substituted with the word cult, since despite my recent announcement that I'm beginning to lose interest in that area, this wine revived it to a level of enjoyment that is bordering on the religious. And so I believe that my fascination with old Riesling wines is going to stay for good. The Weingut Schiffmann-Junk is still operating, it seems, and by and large gets most of its grapes from the Lage Brauneberger Juffer, one of the top steep grounds for vineyards in the world, with a grade of up to over 70%. That's pretty steep, and it's loaded with the minerality from the slate in the ground that I love so much about the Mittelmosel. Here, a picture of people working on the Brauneberger Juffer, which looks like pretty hard work to me. And that area is just up the Mosel a little bit from Bernkastel. Oh, and I forgot to mention that presently there is a wonderful little video shot from a drone flying over this hill called the Brauneberger Juffer. I'll include the link here as well as in the info box. The Weingut Schiffmann-Junk seems rather small, not particularly famous, and seems to produce very decent Riesling, but not necessarily world-class. And therefore this wine is a very good example for the wonders that aging can do on a fundamentally well-crafted Riesling, made from excellent basic material. The wine was bottled roughly 27 years ago, is a Spätlese, a late harvest, at 9% ABV, so let's get right to it. I noticed that if it's cool outside, it's a good idea to put some warm clothes on. 1988, that was the year I entered university. Let's see what it delivers. The cork about 2/3 soaked. Interesting effect. Yeah. Riesling theory confirmed. Same descriptors as every time. Ooh. Very plummy on the palate. Yep, good. The color of this little leftover in the glass on this picture doesn't do the real color justice as much as the video before. It is almost amber and even slightly copper. Neither does the video do justice to my later enthusiasm about this wine. This is one of those wines where the minerality, perfectly preserved over decades, wakes up a little later, and when it did, I just couldn't stop sipping it, helped by the low alcohol concentration. In fact, it took quite some willpower not to finish the whole bottle on the same day. The minerality coats the mouth like a paneling made of slate, and the balance is superb as I'm drinking the second to last glass while I'm finishing this video. Wines like these would be wasted as food wines where their subtleties wouldn't be sufficiently appreciated. For that purpose it is probably better to stick to younger wines. This is the only wine from my last shipment of Riesling which I decided to buy more of, and I think I'm going to give this a 93 on Cellar Tracker. As I'm speaking, there are only 5 bottles left of this on the market for a little over €4, including postage, due to a medium risk of spoilage involved. And when you view this video, you won't be able to buy any of them since they will be mine. But what is equally true for me as the one who didn't get to taste it is that impermanence can be bliss only if it's fully understood and accepted.